You ever see a movie that you wondered, does God hate me? That's what movie that I'm talking about this video called M. Night Shyamalan by Mr. M. Night Devil from 2010. You know, this movie made me so bad, it made me question, is a God? Does he hate me? And wants me to die and send me to straight to hell, the worst part, to be tortured from all eternity. And if so, I hope he's not real. Because I'm worried that this movie's going to play in hell. Or if I go to hell, as I be tortured. This movie was pretty mediocre. So you might want to know the plot, blah blah blah. Victims get killed one by one. Each time light goes off in the elevator that get us stuck in. One of them is the Antichrist. Turns out it was the old broad that was the first one to die. How does that make sense? Probably doesn't. Makes as much sense as you're wondering what's making sense. I don't know what's really more. What right and up and down is means. What is reality? I don't know. This movie made me want to give up on reality and thinking like a rational man. Just murder some bastard or cat, maybe skin it to death. Wants me. This movie makes me feel like I have the right to be hellish, very possessive, and bloodthirsty bastard. So, what did I learn about this movie? God hates me. If he's fucking real. Because this movie wasn't scary, it was just stupid. 6 points out of 10 points. It sucked. This movie stinked. This movie was bad. Oh my god, it was so forgettable, so mediocre, never got going. You wonder when is it going to get going, and then by the time it got going, when the devil reveals that entity, it's just like the movie's already over. And the movie never goes 1A crazy. It was the scares. It was like supernatural atmosphere of the devil and stuff. But it's like, is this so mediocre generic? There's the kills and the scares and the jump scares so predictable. You know where it's going. Except maybe the twist when you find out the first person to die. Because I don't think anyone would ever really think it's the first dead person. Because for reasons that would be stupid. But M. Night Shyamalan thinks that, hey, nobody's ever thought that before in filmmaking. That's genius. I'll do the stupidest thing that nobody will be dumb enough to try to pull for a plot twist. Because I'm M. Night Shyamalan. What a twist! Is what the audience will think. To remake that was glory days on the Sixth Sense movie and Unbreakable money. They trying to incorporate in. Because every movie has to have a twist, even when it doesn't even make sense. Or adds up. Or seems irrational. Then out of nowhere. Because why does every movie that he has have to have a twist? Because he wouldn't be a filmmaker. Other than if he couldn't put twists at every movie. That just made little to no sing-along sense. You know, for M. Night Shyamalan, remember when he did the twist in the last Airbender movie and put the wave to scare the Fire Nation and then put the wave down instead of turning into a water tsunami like in the cartoon. Remember Aang did that in the Avatar state in the movie? Oh yes, you remember that. If you've seen this, you know what I'm talking about. That's the twist that the Shyamalan goes for. Like, just think of the most imaginative, stupid, retired thing that no one ever would try to do. He will do that, bastard. Wrote that into his movies. Like a moron. Because he has to be an artist. You know, like Picasso getting drunk off his fame in that famous skit that I've seen online multiple times. Forget what that's from. You know, when Picasso blows his nose and says, "I'm Picasso." That's when the Shyamalan is. He's like he's like James Cameron in a way. How he's become a parody of himself. I'm like Shyamalan. I'm a genius. That's why Waiting in the Line gets a 6 out of 10. It stinks. It has mediocre hogwash, brain rot to your brain. Goodbye. Subscribe to this video. My audience. Bye. I'm Jake Allen Graham. Like this video, subscribe. See you in the next video.